Hey rollers! This is a training roll I just had with Dustin, a white belt with some slick moves. He started things out by snatching up my leg and working to twist me to the ground. I answered by wrapping up his head and threatening a choke. There was nothing there, so I switched to a far side key lock grip and sat back to play my Kimura game. I tried to get my hooks in to establish back control, but Dustin defended that well. When he got to his knees, I kept the Kimura just long enough to turn the other way and get top control. I moved up to one of my favorite positions, the technical mount. There are many options from here, and I'm normally quite tenacious in my hunt for subs. Dustin was keeping his elbow tucked, and I wanted to keep things moving, so I stepped off to side control. It's fun being a jerk sometimes, so I dropped my forearm across his neck before popping up to knee on belly. Dustin tried to re-guard, so I circled away from his legs all the way around to the other side, where I found another Kimura grip. Dustin recognized the danger, so he got to his knees, locked his hands together, and tried to circle to safety. This opened up the chance to transition to an armbar. I kept my hips tight and turned his thumb to the ceiling for the finish. It was time for a bit of stand-up work. I tested out a collar tie and a 2-on-1 grip, but Dustin wasn't having it. Watch for my unimpressive but sometimes effective fake collar tie drop to single leg. I managed to work around to the side and clear his foot. He pivoted away from me and re-engaged his legs, but I used my senior citizen backing into a recliner guard pass to get back to side control, and then I stepped over for full mount. This is where I usually like to camp out for a while, wearing out my opponent with some ugly pressure, but this time I inched up to a higher mount, postured up, and checked to see if Dustin would extend one of his arms. No dice on that, but as I stepped off to the side, he rolled up and exposed his neck for a guillotine. I latched on, rolled to mount, and got the tap. Dustin caught me getting a little too relaxed, found an angle to my back, and flung me down to the mat. I secured a Kimura grip on his left arm, but we ended up in some awkward positions up against the cage, so I had to abandon it. Dustin started working on an over-under pass. I tried to shoot my hips forward and catch him in a triangle, but he easily slipped out. Once again, I got a bit casual, and Dustin took advantage with a nifty little sweep to chop me to the mat. Dustin somehow passed my incredible guard and got my attention with a Kimura grip and step over. I rolled up to my knees, but he used his control over my shoulder to keep my balance in question. This wasn't a wrestling match, so I wasn't concerned about being rolled to my back. I just wanted to get there on my own terms. I sensed that Dustin was setting up a crucifix position, so I timed my roll and managed to wind up in butterfly guard. Dustin did well to keep a strong base and fend off some of my arm drag setups. He controlled my right leg and stepped over into half guard, but I still had my left foot in position to elevate him. As soon as I got my left hand in as an underhook, I hit the sweep and jumped right to mount. There was only a few seconds left on the timer, so I showed some interest in digging for a guillotine. His chin was tucked in and his hand was defending, so I backed off. Just kidding! I dug in just enough to get a shallow grip on his chin and squeezed for the finish. Dustin is a great training partner. He doesn't do anything spazzy or dangerous. He forces me to use solid technique, and he makes me pay the price when I get lazy or careless. Thanks, Dustin, for allowing me to use this role on my channel, and thank all of you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Till next time.